Take this one.
Okay.
Let's speak.
Introduce yourself and tell us which film you're D'accord.
I'll be the translator. So this is Sebastian from the film A Passion of Gold and Fire, the director, and I'm the composer of this movie.
Yes, we are. Okay, let's start with the B man. Let's grab the mic. Bon, dites-moi, c'est documentaire, c'est un short, c'est comment exactement? Is it a documentary, is it a short?
Une sorte de documentaire, mais c'est plus du reportage. Ça a été fait en pratiquement une journée. Ce court-métrage a été vraiment fait pour l'apiculteur. En fait,
Translate is good.
It's more a documentary.
donc voilà, ce court-métrage a été
Filmed in one day.
Yeah, filmed in one day.
voilà. Et donc cet apiculteur s'est retrouvé dans une situation où pendant il avait passé disons la moitié de sa vie à maintenir un rucher école.
The director spent the half of his life to direct the
Beehives. He spent half of his life looking after the beehives.
Et il se retrouvait dans une situation où il n'avait plus la force pour tenir son rucher.
Was in a situation where he hadn't the force to keep the bee house.
Et dans une véritable incompréhension aussi, parce que voilà, il avait formé des centaines d'élèves, et là, il se retrouvait tout seul face à un rucher qui était déjà présent il y a plusieurs siècles, qui se sont transmis de génération en génération.
So he was in a kind of incomprehension because he formed more than 1,000 beekeepers too, and now he was the only to keep this bee house, and he couldn't find a new beekeeper to find this new to keep the bee house.
Donc vraiment, voilà, en réalisant ce court-métrage, c'était pour l'aider, pour essayer de faire bouger les pouvoirs publics. Et
so the documentary was made to help him and to make like an alert to political
Politicians.
donc moi je crois vraiment au pouvoir de la vidéo et au cinéma au sens plus large. Et je sais que voilà, même parfois quand on se dit pas imprégné par des films qu'on peut voir, ben rien à faire, ça touche.
So the movies made by the trust in the fact that filming can help also things that we trust in.
Has the the beekeeper seen the film?
Yes.
Oui, bien sûr.
Yeah, you see the beekeepers see the movies.
Et aussi justement les pouvoirs publics. Et je ne veux pas dire que c'est grâce au film, mais ça a aidé à avoir quelqu'un qui a repris son rucher. Maintenant, on peut dire que son rucher est sauvé.
So now the bee house is I find a new beekeeper also thanks to the movie.
So he's the bee saver. Nice. Okay, great. Thank you. Come on over, guys. Come on over. I always like staying next to crazy people. I'm Scott.
John, thanks for having us. First, we just want to say thank you all for coming out and putting your eyes up on this screen, because it's a beautiful thing that you support us. We really appreciate it very much.
Tell us about the concept that we've seen in the film. But why, how, all that sort of crazy stuff.
Okay, well, there's a lot of reasons why, and how is easier to explain. We're a family. We make movies as a family, so there's 4 of us. My 2 daughters, Lulu and my wife, and this is our 3rd movie, right? So we love making movies. It's a fun way for us to be a family together. It's a fun way for us to have a lot of laughs together, and so that's the how. You know, and we all know that these days with Canon 5Ds and all the editing software, that people like us can make movies, and it's a real beautiful thing. And we feel really lucky that we're alive during this time. So it's something we can do as a family. Now the reason is my first agent is sitting out here. I was a model back in the 90s, and I was invited to Paris. And it was a wonderfully beautiful experience filled with wild and crazy characters. And I loved it. And this story came about because I was on a job in Morocco with a crew of lunatics. And I got into I did a bad drug deal, basically, and got myself in a world of hurt. And the one person who stood up for me was this hairstylist, young girl. And so what had happened was, I'd made a deal and they were kind of extorting me, and I was scared. Has anybody seen Midnight Express? Yeah. So once you've seen that, you're scared. And so these people were kind of extorting me, and she had the fortitude and smarts to say, you have to go stand up to them and say, you have to say, then turn me in, because you're screwed unless you do that. And I did that. I walked out to these guys who wanted me to, pay my way out of this problem. And she was right. And it started my wheels turning about how people deal in dire circumstances. And especially put in a group of, like a fashion shoot, because generally people on fashion shoots are a real bunch of characters. And so that's why we made this movie, because we wanted to see, we wanted to have fun with characters and put them in a bad situation and see which decisions they make and just explore that and have fun with that.
Does anyone have any questions in the audience? Okay, let me ask the silly director question. How long did it take to shoot?
It took, most of it was shot in a week. We went to Joshua Tree, and it's a beautiful spot in California in the desert, and we had about, 16 people? And we just shot day after day, and it went well. We had a beautiful crew of people. We were lucky with weather. Everyone was super helpful. I mean, we're a tiny little crew, and the actors that were with us were just kind of beautiful people. Made it work for us.
Nice. Self-financed? Did you get cash for it, or?
No, we don't. We love what we do. We don't do we don't do crowdfunding or anything like that. We had, after our second movie, we had some offers for funding, and we still feel like we make movies so cheap that we'd rather do them by ourselves, because that way we just retain complete control, and there's something kind of beautiful about just keeping it small. So no funding.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's handy.
It's what, we do it all. We do the music, we do the filming, and we do the editing, and so we save tons of money because of that.
Good job. Still no questions? I have this one.
What about the equipment? How do you get all of the equipment? Do you spend a lot of money by yourself?
Since this is our third film, we didn't have to buy any new equipment. Our first film, it cost us, I think, probably about $20,000 in equipment, because maybe less. It was like a Canon 5D, some good microphones, a mixing board, an Apple computer, and some software and 2 hard drives. I think in the end that came to like $20,000. So we've made 3 movies now with that equipment. And we're making our 4th with that equipment too. I mean, that's the way we can do this, because we had some money, we dropped it all on what I just described, and now we're trying to get as much out of that as possible. I have a feeling this 4th movie will probably be the last that we use the same setup, because I know that also technologically what we use is just about to be maybe outdated. because I hear there's a new Canon 1 something that's supposed to shoot 4K. That's just technical stuff. But I have to say, what did you play this off of? Yeah, I have to say, from my point of view, from a filmmaker's point of view, that I loved the way it looked, like quality-wise. I was really.
I make things all the time with what you're saying. The technology, it might change, it might be better, but that's a really good projection.
That was a gorgeous projection. It was really made me feel good about.
So, but I think that actually just shows the fact that the limitations. We don't have any limitations now, equipment-wise. As far as I can see, as an indie filmmaker, I shoot films with these things, and the thing is, it always is about the story and how you tell the story. The equipment, you can make a good movie on an iPhone.
Sure.
Get a good story, and you tell it well. It doesn't matter the technical stuff. If I shot my first film on 35 because I had to.
Right.
It's just